and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I've got kit number 87 from Tonic Studios, and I'm going to open the box. We'll have a little look at what's inside, and then I'm going to make something. This is the folder of the paper and card, and this is all the Craft Perfect Nouveau products. This is where you'll find your dies, and this month you'll find a little binder as well. Every 3 months you get one of these, and it holds at least 3 of these. So let's just have a little look. Where will we start? We'll start with the colours, I think. The colours of the card. This is absolutely beautiful. First of all, I should tell you actually that the kit is called, let's see, Hearths in Bloom. So let's have a little look at this, because these are really, really special this time. Well, they're special every time. Whoever puts all of these together puts an awful lot of effort and thought into it to make the combination really perfect, that you don't have to do an awful lot of thinking about it. But they come in this large wallet, and it's really handy just to keep them in there. Now, here's my only drawback, is the Rose Platinum mirror card. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And now I'm going to put that away because that is so shiny that I find it so hard to photograph. So we've also got some classic card here, and first of all we have cherry red, rose pink and bubblegum pink. Then we've got 2 different colours of pearlescent card. We've got coffee cream and blushing pink, and then we have sugar crystal glitter card, and we've also got some ivory smooth card. Moving on to this little wallet, when you open this up you'll find 2 lovely die sets in here. Look, when you open it out there's even more hearts down there. I love hearts, and I love adding them on to all sorts of projects as well, even just as a little final touch, and on projects that aren't even heart related. But anyhow, these are little pieces that you can add into the centre of that, little debossing dies that go into that one, and they kind of remind me of, you know, those little sweets that we all love. A beautiful stitched rectangle background, this little part here, and there actually is a little leaflet that comes along with yours. And of course I've opened mine up, I've had a look, then I got really busy and I don't know where it's gone. If I find it before the end of the video, I will add it in and show you what's on it. But anyhow, it shows you, I think it was a couple of cards with these pieces. It didn't actually show you how this was used, but there's instructions there. It tells you how to use it. It looks pretty straightforward, and I'm going to use it anyway. But here we are. We have our sticker for the front, and also 2 here which say Hearths in Bloom. But I'm going to put this right on here, because then whenever I come back looking for it, I know my Hearths in Bloom kit is right inside there. But look at this. This is really gorgeous. This is called Foil Fusion, and maybe you've seen this before. It's been just a fairly recent new product to Tonic, and keep them in there until you're going to use them, because you don't want to damage these. But these are adhesive sheets, and the adhesive is actually the piece that's those coloured lines on there. Those grey lines are actually bits of adhesive. So when you peel the backing off this and press them down, well, now you know what's going to be inside this lovely little grey bag as well. So I'll open this and we'll have a little look. Look at that. We've got some, what colour is that? Rose Gold Fusion, Foil Fusion, to use along with those sheets. And then that's a fairly new colour. This is brand new again. And this one's called Blushing Pink. How pretty is that? And goes really well with all those lovely colours of card that you've got there as well. And we've also got a big glue pen. Do you know, that glue pen is actually really good just for laying down in stripes or all sorts of things as well, and waiting until it's tacky, and then you can add this on top of it too. So that's another way of using that. That's really good product to use along with that. These 2 go really well as well. This is a little pot of Dream Drops, and this one is called Love Potion. A lovely name to go along with those little hearts too. But this is iridescent drops in here, and it's really beautiful. I love the little lid in that one too. But we've also got some Glimmer paste, and this is called Moonstone. So it's white, or iridescent white. There's little flecks of different shiny bits through it, but you can actually change the colour of this by adding something else into it. So if you add this into it, you're going to get a sort of a diluted shade of this in a glimmer paste as well. So just a different way of using that. And then of course, as I said, we've got the folder here too, which you'll get every 3 months, and that's a binder, and it holds 3 of those little folders. Right, I'm going to do some die cutting and I'll be right back. But while I'm just getting ready for that, don't forget, these videos they take me a little while to make, and I really appreciate everybody who watches them. I would really love it if you were subscribed. That would help my channel along. And if you are enjoying them as you go through, don't forget to give them a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment down below. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. You don't need to have a big long chat if you don't want to. Just say thanks, or I enjoyed that, or just something to let me know that you've seen it and appreciated it. Hopefully you will. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. You can share the videos as well if you want. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any. And as always, my affiliate links will be down below in the description too. So these videos are for my own channel only. They're not going on any other channels, and that means that they're not really for Tonic at all. They're just for me and for you. And Tonic will probably share them as well. But that means I really, really appreciate it if you use my affiliate links, because I'll get a little commission from the sales, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it doesn't cost you anything at all to subscribe. So win-win. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to do some die cutting, and I'll see you in just a minute or two. I've done some die cutting, but I just want to explain what I've done first of all. So if you have a little look in the die set, you'll see here that there's a large heart, but it's got a scalloped edge on it. And this one then is what's referred to on this little sheet as the large heart. And it says to cut out 4, but really just at this stage you need to cut out 2, and then you can cut out another 2 to cover that at the end. But you might want to add something different onto those. You'll also need 2 of these little die cuts as well. So I've gone ahead with the ivory card, and I have cut these, and the 2 of these together. Then I've taken off this little glue tab across here, and on this one I'm going to glue the tab there right onto the bottom of the other one. I've put glue on these little tabs, and I've already folded them all back so they're ready to go. And then one of these is going to go right on here. So you'll see where this little point goes, right in where the join is between the 2 little pieces here. And just wait until the glue has attached on one side. This is so easy, but really the detail is everything that you add on at the end of it will make this into like a more detailed little bag or little box or whatever you want to do. Just like that. Once that is attached, and try not to be impatient, then you'll go ahead with the second ones. You're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So put glue on these little tabs here on the inside and add that one in there. Now whenever you finish that, you can decide then how you're going to decorate this. These 2 little pieces fold over, but we'll come back to that in a moment or two. At that stage you'll see why you had to cut extra pieces. So you could go ahead and just glue the 2 extra pieces on there to cover those glue tabs and leave it as a simple little box, but I think I'll add more detail onto that first. But these 2 tabs just go over like that, and they'll meet there, and you can add a little piece of ribbon in there. Coming back to these dies then, to decorate this, I've taken this one, and this is absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to be really, really lovely to add to cards and all sorts of things that aren't even related to this. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Can you just imagine that on an engagement card or a wedding card, or just a card for a friend that you really want to put something nice on? It's simple, but it's really beautiful. Look at that little scallop. So I've taken that one. Yeah, I just got a bit carried away about that, because sometimes it's the simple die cuts that I really, really love. So that was beautiful. This one then will cut out a plain heart, which is the one that I've used for here. That's this shape, and certainly you can go ahead if you want self-coloured or whatever, put that on top, or even layer them up on 3D foam pads or whatever. But I have taken this one and this one together, and I've taped them both together really, really well, and put them through the die cutting machine on the cherry red card, and I've got this lovely shape here which I'm going to put on right there, and then that will go onto the front of the little box, bag, or whatever that is. Well, it's probably a little box at the minute, and then I can make it into a bag if I want. going to attach that on there, and I want to put a little ivory heart in here. So first of all, I've decided I want to foil that, and this looks really, really beautiful here, and I think I want to use that beautiful new pink foil. So make sure you just cut carefully around this and keep the backing intact the whole time. That's the most important part, is not to damage in behind that packaging, in behind the two layers there, just for the meantime anyway. Everything's fine. And then you can go ahead and place this down onto a piece of ivory card. I'm just going to get a smaller piece first. I got a piece of smaller card there because I don't just like to waste the card by cutting into nice big pieces that I could use for something else. And I've got this ready, and I've also cut off a little piece of this. Do you know, that reminds me of, do you know that bubble gum that you used to get years and years ago? And then when you blew a big bubble with it, it got really shiny, and oh, look, isn't that what that's like? Or is that just me? Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to this. Peel this off carefully, and don't put your hands on the adhesive in there, and just set it straight down, leaving yourself enough room to put the die around in the end. And then when you've got that on there, you can burnish this, and that will transfer the adhesive onto your plain card behind. And you can see, because that started off light grey, and as I press it down then it becomes a darker grey, and you'll know then that it's transferred. Just go over it a couple of times and make sure you've got it all down properly, covering every little area of it, because when you peel this off you can't go back with that. You can go back with the foil, of course, that doesn't matter, as many times as you like, any little bits that you've missed, but one go at this one. Maybe I'll just bring you in a little bit. Now you just take the piece of foil that you cut. It's actually not that easy to see on this one, but there is a dull side and a shiny side, and you will set it shiny side up, just down like that, and then burnish that onto your little heart. Well, that's it foiled, and doesn't that look really, really beautiful? It's so, so delicate. And then you can go ahead with the die and place that carefully over the top. Now that won't get damaged in the die cutting machine, because the die is actually just high enough off it to make sure that the plates don't touch it. So you can go ahead with that. Just make sure you've got it properly centered, and then put some of your die tape down. And it's best at this stage, I think, not to get the die tape on the foil, so just put it there at the edges. Before I actually attach this onto here, I decided to put a little panel on the side. I actually was going to just leave that cream or the ivory, but I think I'll leave the top ones plain. I've used these two little dies together, so there's an outside edge just straight, and then this one, and I've cut those two out together with that cherry red, and you can see I've already put one on here, and I'm just about to add the other one on to the other side. Now I'm putting glue onto this, and I'm going to just center that right onto the front. So I've just got to lay it down like that, and then set this on top, and that way I can see if it's all centered right around the outside edge there, and it is, and we can just press it into place. Now I've actually made another one for the back, so I've got it to this stage, and then I've used a really, really beautiful little scallop die for in the center here. That's really, really pretty. And I've taken two little dies together, which I'm just going to show you here. There's a lovely little heart which just cuts out a plain heart, and then there's, I'll just lift this off and let you see, all these little hearts here that do the debossing, and I've got one that says I love you, and I just set it into the center of this and cut it out, because that shows up really, really well on either mirror card or pearlescent card or something with a little sheen. It just shows up that much better than on plain card. And I'm going to put that on there, glue this on here, and then attach that to the back of this. I've gone ahead and tied a little bow on here, and I was thinking you could definitely just put a smaller piece of ribbon on there, and then possibly make a little hole on here and here, and then make a little handle. That's if you're going to put ribbon through it. Or you could definitely just glue tabs on here with a long rectangular piece, long strip of card, and have a handle on there as well if you like. I actually really like it like that. I thought I was going to put a handle on, but I really like it like that. Isn't that so pretty? You can let me know if you think I should have put something else on here, but I thought that this is quite delicate and I didn't want to overpower it, so I've put something on here. Now I'm definitely going to be adding some of the dream drops onto that, and I was going to leave it. I'm just going to do it now, I think, because I can set that aside while I go onto my card. Squeeze a little bit out, make sure there's no air bubbles first of all. Oh, these are gorgeous. Really, really beautiful, and this really just begs for it, doesn't it? You need it in there, and really just wherever else you want it. I don't want to do too much, I think, but let's see, a little bit, yeah, there, there, and there. I thought this would make a really, really pretty card, and it does. You can use this just the way it is to cut a pattern into your card, or you can use it with that beautiful stitched rectangle, and you can use that on the outside of it. And if you cut both of those together, or even cut one and then the other, you'll get a panel that you can sort of lift off and then attach to your card front. But I made a card front that would just fit this, and it's a top fold, and then I laid it out like this and set the panel down on top of it and taped it on really, really well, and ran that through my die cutting machine. It's important to make sure your card front is open, or your card blank is open, because obviously then your die will struggle and try to get through the two, and that's not what you want. Well, it's not what I wanted here anyway. I want this kind of an effect so that it's open at the front like that, and then it's top fold and it sits up like that. And that is really, really beautiful and very, very quick and easy. And then you can go ahead and decorate the center of this in whatever way you like, and I'm going to layer up some more of those beautiful hearts into the center of that as well. I've cut out the big scalloped die again with the beautiful mirror card, but I need to move that out of the road because, as you can see, it just reflects me back, and that's not what we really want to look at. So I have taken the beautiful big heart from these foil fusion sheets, and I've cut it out. It is important to cut that out first so you don't damage anything else or sort of waste anything else as well. And then I'm going to burnish this on, cut a piece of foil, and do exactly the same thing as I did on this smaller little heart here, only just make it bigger this time for the front of the card, and then that'll be a little box and a little card made. I'm just going to remove this and then put some of my rose gold foil down this time, because that then will match the card that I've got. So you might notice that the piece of rose gold that I have is bigger than the little trial pack that you've got there. That's just because I've already got some opened and I didn't want to open my new little pack as well. So lay that down and then burnish it. I've die cut the little I love you again, and I've got that on a 3D foam pad, and I'm just going to put that into the center. That's a really, really quick and easy but very effective card. I really, really love it because there's loads of detail without you really having to spend too much time making that. One thing I'll have to say is that whenever I went to cut this, I suddenly realized that I had just used some card that was on my desk, and it wasn't even card that was in the kit. I'd got it mixed up, so I had used Princess Pink instead of Blushing Pink, so I came back and changed this little I love you again back to this one. So we've now got it all matching up. I hope I'm not going for overkill this time, but I thought I would really, really like to have some of those dream drops, I'm not going to add them all over the rest of the ivory part of the card, but I am going to add them into the centre of these little flowers here. I've really only got 2 samples to make for Tonic because they send me the kits over before the shows, and then before the release shows. They asked me to make one 3D and one 2D sample this time. I've made those, but I just couldn't resist going ahead and showing you how to use this Glimmer paste. So again, this is one that I already had because I don't open a new one until I finish up what I've got. So let's just have a little look at how this looks on ivory card, just the way it is. So you can layer that up, you can put it on smoothly, you can sort of add it as if it's snow or whatever you want on some Christmas projects, and just leave that to dry. This time I want to show you how to add some colour to it. Now obviously, because I'm going to be adding this Dream Drops from this kit, it will be a very delicate colour, but you could definitely add a deeper colour to this. You could use sparkle sprays, you could use all sorts of things, and lots of deeper colours as well. But I'm going to use the Love Potion Dream Drops, and this will give a bit of colour, but just not an awful lot. You can add as much as you want actually just to change it, but anyhow, there we are. We're just going to get a little shimmer of that colour through it. As I said, that's a very, very delicate colour. Just a little bit of a hint of sort of a peachy pink. I hope you can see it there. It looks good in real life anyhow. So I'm going to scrape that off again. I definitely don't want to waste any of that. I'll use that in among this, and I've made myself a little stencil with the big pattern die. I'm going to set it on top of a panel of card, and then I'll run that over with the spatula. You don't even have to waste the stencil part that you made, because you can spread this across thinly, and then that will kind of look like glitter card at the end as well. Now I just want to show you one more little thing with this. It's not really from the kit, but I want to show you how deep you can make those colours if you do add a stronger colour into the centre of it. I've really just grabbed the first one that came to me from my little shelf there. So these are Vintage Drops, and it's a dark colour, it's Postbox Red, and I'm going to add some of that down there and mix this up. And then you can see just how you can change the colour of this again. You knew I wasn't going to waste that, didn't you? That's one of the little containers that Tonic used to send out their little samples of embellishment mousse and different things in the kits, and when I finish with them I always wash them and put them aside. I know, you probably do it too, so just admit it. And then if I make extra bits and pieces up, I don't even put a colour on it, I just write sort of Glimmer paste or whatever it is on the top, and then I have that handy to use the next time. I went ahead then and cut that panel down after the sort of Glimmer paste had dried on it, and layered up some of these lovely hearts here that you'll find in your die set as well. And then I took 2 of the little dies together, so it's a little banner die like this, and then there are different sentiments to go in it, and you just lay those inside and run them through. And I've got the little, I know what's on there, Sweet Friend, and then the little heart here actually came from this set, because this will cut out lots of hearts. There's another one there, so it'll cut out all of those little layers, and that small one is from there as well. And I've used this beautiful pink card in behind, and then obviously then accentuated the card, the layers with that as well on there. And that's another top fold card to add to my little collection. One more card then that I've gone ahead with was the other piece here, which sort of looks like glitter card, but you'll remember that's actually my stencil and I didn't want to waste it. That's just so typical, isn't it? But we're all the same, I'm sure. Let me know if you would do that too. It just went against the grain to throw that piece out. Now I've used the beautiful big stitched panel this time as the background. You can just about see the stitches on there, and it is really, really pretty. Then there's a little die and it cuts out sort of stripes of a heart. So that will cut all those stripes out, and I've just put alternate ones in there. And I've used little hearts here, and I've sandwiched a little piece of ribbon between each of them. And I have sort of glued that at the top, turned it over there, and I've added a little heart in there just to tidy that off. So we've got those both hanging down. And on here, I've actually used these two dies together. Let's see if I can show you this. This die cuts out all of these pieces, so I presume that you might be able to paper piece those back in if you wanted to use a different colour, and you'll get a little heart in the middle. I haven't used that one anywhere, but I've used the two together like that, and that gave me this shape here, which I then popped up on 3D foam pads. And now I've got "Thanks for all you do," and that's again with that little banner. And to get the white tails there, I've cut the plain one out in ivory, and I've just cut it in half and moved the two edges right out there, and I want that to go right across there. And to me that's a kind of more modern looking card, maybe not. This is a kind of more vintage style, I suppose, but the stripes give it a bit of a modern twist. So that's my 4 things made already, and one little last thing. I thought this could maybe get an extra use as well as a little pocket for a memory book or something like that. I've made it here, but again, that was the wrong card. That's not in the kit. So I thought I'd make another one with this pink card. So you're basically just cutting out one of these pieces here. So it's just one of that panel, and then fold all of these little glue tabs in. And we do need to put glue on all of them, or you can put double-sided tape down there. And then just fold the top over. I have actually cut off the little glue tab that was across the bottom here, so that there's no tab sitting up there as well. And all you need to do then is fold that up, fold all of those in, and you've got a really cute little pocket. Hold that together, and that little die, I should have said, the little die cut there was made with this little stitched rectangle and this one into the centre of it. Well, do you know what that means? I've come to the end, but I've also got lots of little bits and pieces here, things that you could use for confetti. All of these little hearts, these come out, so you could use those to add on to your project, or you could use them in a shaker card. But isn't that a lovely little pocket that you could just glue onto a memory book or glue into a card and put something down into it as well? So we've got those as well. Last but not least, I do want to add some of these drops onto this card, and that reminds me that although I've finished and I haven't shown you this, I do have a video where I have used a smaller version of this pen along with some foil to add some foil detail onto patterned paper. So I'll link that down below, and that will show you just another way of using that pen with foil as well. Once I finish this, that's me done for now. That's my little array of cards and a little box and pockets there that I've made with this kit. But if you hold on just to the end of the video, there will be loads and loads of photographs of this, so you can see up close and personal any bits that you think you've missed on the way by. But I really, really think you're going to love this kit, and you'll get so much more use out of it than just by using the colours that are here, because those would be beautiful in all sorts of jades and corals and all sorts of things, even gold or silver or whatever. Really, really beautiful. And I love all the sheen and all the extra elegance that's on this. The foil and the dream drops just add an extra special layer to it. Don't forget that my affiliate links are down below, and I really, really appreciate more than ever everybody who uses those. That does mean a lot to me and means that I can keep coming back and adding more to my channel as well. The more you support me, the more videos I can come back and make for you. It's just really like that at the moment. So again, you'd really help if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that. Hit the notification bell, share the videos if you like, tell your friends, just whatever, but any way that you can help to promote my channel is very, very much appreciated. And as always, a big thumbs up and a little comment down below in the description means a lot as well, so thank you so, so much. But anyhow, thank you so, so much if you've just watched. I do appreciate that as well. You've no idea. Thank you. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.